are now officially live and audio is good. Hello, welcome, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, lords, gentlemen, and everything in between. Thank you guys for joining us on a great, fantastic night. We took a brief break for family vacation and just some general rest, which is incredibly important in life. So we're glad to be back with our fourth episode of the 5th edition campaign for Dungeons & Dragons, The Curse of Strahd, which we are continuing tonight. I hope you guys have a great time with it. You can catch out our videos, which I post the VOD, so the full sessions, you can catch them out on the YouTube. So if you're like, oh, I just found this random campaign, I searched up Curse of Strahd, I found this episode. If this is your first time here, bro, like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then start watching some of our other stuff. We got 3 full campaigns up on there currently, and like 4, I think, 1-shots. Well, one was a 2-shot, but yeah, about 4 miniature games, which is great. So please go do all that stuff. Without further ado, we don't have any other announcements for our current realm.
And we have Call of Cthulhu on there.
Yeah, those are part of the 1-shots. That is correct. Yeah. Not all of the 1-shots are D&D. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into things. We don't have any announcements for today, so we'll go ahead and get started. And I know our adventurers are kind of excited to get back into things, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a recap of what we've are kind of jumping from. So last we left off, our adventurers, having fully banded together, had visited the Vistani encampment outside of the town of Barovia in hopes of learning what fate has before them so that they could get out of Barovia. The lands are teeming with danger, and in order to escape this realm of Strahd, you need to figure out some way to do it. And so you had a Taroka reading done, and the Taroka reading just gave you this prophetic outline for what your journey is going to look like. And you know that Barovia does not have what it is that you will need in order to start to locate these things. So you decided to gather your stuff, going alongside Ismark Kolyanovich and Irina, his sister Kolyanovich. You two had, or both groups, both parties, had decided to band together and travel to the town of Vallaki, which is like the primary bigger town here in the lands of Barovia. And we had left off after you guys had done your travel, so you guys had kind of just arrived. But that's not where we're going to specifically begin. We're going to begin what would be, for as far as your characters are concerned, just a time that is so far behind that it's nothing that you guys would ever have known. The man thinks to himself that this night was supposed to be perfect. Everything was set up for success. He had brought all the families together. He had brought all of those that needed to be dealt with into one room. And had unfolded this deal. Some, in their arrogance or their ignorance, he thinks to himself, refused to accept. And so they would have to be put down. They would not be allowed to live further. Others accepted, and he will remember this for years. He stands at the edge of this table, giving this announcement and watching those who wouldn't accept, and realizing that this night is going to be shed with so much blood that it will be remembered for years to come. And it is. He's made a deal, a pact, prior to the one that he offers to the people that sit before him. And through that, he's gained dark powers that have strengthened him beyond anything that he's ever come across. His older brother stands at his side at this table, and he hoped to himself that he would accept. He was always his favorite. He was always someone he loved. He was always someone that he cared for fondly, that he looked up to, and cherished and honored. But his so-called honor just will not budge. He was the first to die that night. He had his throat ripped out by this beast in the form of a man. His life's essence just spraying over the remainder of the attendees. His betrothed screams in fear, horror, and loss, and gets up and runs. And the man thinks to himself, I will have to go get her. She's important, and nothing now keeps me from her. But first, I have to deal with who's been left. And the agents that he's acquired, the forces that he's garnered to kind of pull off this night, one by one begin killing those who have been marked for death, those who refused the gift, who will not accept the deal, and therefore will not be able to continue with their lives moving forward. A young lord stands at the table proud. He will be gifted. He'll be rewarded for his service. He looks to him, this man, looking down at this younger man, and thinking to himself fondly that he remembered a time when he was like the one that stands before him, that he was like him once. Full of ambition, full of hope, full of dreams, and available to the opportunities that lay before him. His name is Vokter, and he will remember that, and he will reward him for what he's done to help with this night. Normally, he's fought with a blade, the man. Tonight is different, and he brings out this ceremonial Crozius, which is this like spike-balled like mace, and turns to his brother, who's now dragging himself across the floor, holding onto his throat that's been kind of ripped out, and is trying to like stop himself from fully dying, even though his life is already over. He just doesn't know it yet. And the Crozius gets brought up and just slams down, and he thinks to himself that I've trained myself in the art of war. I'm better than this. But rage and fury take over, and discipline's thrown out the window, and he beats his brother senselessly as if it's a disobedient dog, and is just pummeling him piece after piece. Lungs are collapsing, bones are shattering. He hits him across the left side of the face, and as the bone, he can feel the bones just get pulverized in the skull. It even brings flaps of the skin off of the skeletal frame, and it just turns his whole corpse into a mangled mess. When he's done, his breath heavy, he turns and looks at this young boy, this young lord, Vokter. String him up. I will get the girl. Now, he picks himself up and just off he goes, without a moment's notice. And this young Lord Vokter kind of looks at what has been done here this night, which was supposed to be a wedding, and is now ended in bloodshed. But he grabs the body of Sergei von Zarovich, the older brother to the new Lord Strahd von Zarovich, and he brings him to the courtyard where they have a crossbeam set up. And so Vokter does as he's told and crucifies the corpse to leave as a warning for those who might disobey Strahd moving forward. And that,
like that,
as the young Vokter's face looks to the sky, the camera kind of pans up, and as it comes back down, it lowers itself to a young man, Dima. Nice bearded face, who is currently just enjoying his day so far as he could, until you guys have crossed the threshold into the town of Vallaki. What is going through Dima's mind at this current moment as you have arrived at Vallaki?
Well, I know that we've kind of been through this before, a little bit ago, but Dima really does not want to be noticed by people, and so traveling with 3 of the most otherworldly-looking individuals makes him super unnerved to be traveling down. So
I look normal.
Compared to Barovia?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like other. You said otherworldly. I guess that makes sense because we're in a different world.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
So you stick out like a bunch of sore thumbs in the room.
Sorry.
But at the same time, Dima is going through his I don't know, his period of accepting that if he's going to have to trust these people to help him accomplish his goals and dreams, then he needs to learn to not. He needs to learn to be able to be seen by the public and not stress out about it.
Speaking of being seen, go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, gosh, darn. Lucky for me, I'm not even proficient, bro, so it's like an 8.
An 8? You look around and you only assume that there are people out and about that aren't kind of the appearance they give off, that have more subtle agendas at play. You imagine there's agents in the area, people who are designed to kind of keep an eye on who's coming in and out of Vallaki, but you can't really see anyone at the current moment. You have no doubt within your mind that there's someone out there, but there's really not much you can do about it. And you see the last of your group head into Vallaki as they make their way through the gate and are let in by the guards, in which you see Helena and Jude and Romulus walking in with the carriage.
Helena? Wait, Helena?
I imagine Helena has the mask up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm just playing.
Like in some unspoken moments, she's like, "Yeah, just take it off, fuck them." And then Irina is currently in the back of the carriage.
So we all make it in. I forget. Do we have a destination we're heading to? Again, my notes all got nuked when my computer updated. So we're going to a tavern.
Well, you don't technically have anywhere that you know that you have to go, but let me remind you of the Taroka reading. This is really what you have to figure out. And I don't have anything for you yet because you have to kind of acquire the knowledge. So, the Taroka reading that you had been given had made mention of 3 things that you were to acquire on your quest. The first was the Avenger card, which lets you know that there was a treasure that lies in the dragon's house in hands once clean and now corrupted. The second was the Warrior, in which the item is in the Womb of Darkness within the Devil's Lair, the one place to which he must return. The third was the Beggar, in which a wounded elf has what you seek, and he will part with the treasure to see his dark dreams fulfilled. The fourth was an ally that you were to acquire on your journeys, which was the Raven, and you were to find the leader of the Feathered Ones, who lives among the vines. And then the last was just the location of where all would end, and that was the Tempter. So you have to use that information and figure out what you want to do. It will require you all to kind of work together to figure out, like, how you want to go obtaining information, but your first goal arriving into Vallaki is obtaining information that you can use to make a decision on what to do next. To help you in that, the bit that I can help you with, Dima, your time in here in Vallaki would give you an understanding of some of the more notable areas that you can journey to in this current town that you could go to and see. So the first is St. Andrew's Church. This is a church dedicated to Lathander, the Morning Lord, or specifically to one of his many saints, St. Andrew. The second is the Blue Water Inn. The Blue Water Inn is the main gathering area. It's the main locale for Vallaki. The next is... The next is the Burgomaster's Mansion, where the Burgomaster family resides. The current Burgomaster is Baron Vargas Vllakovic, who's been the Burgomaster for quite some time. And I believe for notable locations, that would be... no, there's a couple more. There's the RSX Stockyard, which is a general store and storage area.
How do you spell that?
It is ARASEK. Arasek Stockyard. And then you know of the Coffin Maker's shop. So Henrik Vandervoort is a carpenter, and he makes coffins. And then there is Blinsky's Toy Store. And those would be
Blinsky's?
Blinsky's Toy Store.
BLINSKY.
Yep, you got it.
What was Henrik's last name?
Vandervoort.
Vandervoort.
Yeah.
Everyone, I've got an idea. It might have something to do with the tarot cards. I mean, it's at least a start. Where it talks about looking for something once good and now evil, maybe we could start with the Church of Lathander here in the town. Talk with them.
Okay, wait, Ethan, before I say anything... wait, actually,
Right.
Never mind. My friend, I want to ask you, what do you mean by Lathander is evil?
That's I don't mean Lathander is evil. I mean it's a good god, and if it was good, maybe it's turned bad. I mean, it's a better start than just going to the... I mean, maybe not a better start, but it's a start instead of going to the Burgomaster or to the toy store. I mean, it's something. I'm not sure,
No.
but...
Just because one crazy guy in the church had his son locked up in the basement all night does not mean that all churches are bad churches, my friend. But I'm with you. We go check it out. We see what it's like.
Oh, thank you. I'm all right. Any other ideas?
You
Sorry.
see Ismark kind of looks over and goes, I think I'm going to take the carriage to the stockyard and see if I can find a place that I can rent to leave the carriage, so that Irina can stay safe without us having to get a room at the tavern. I can't extend that for you all. And so he pulls out a small coin bag and goes, this should be enough to secure 3 days of room at the tavern. Please. And he hands it over to you guys. It's the best I could have done.
No, it's more than enough, my friend. Many gratitudes.
And then do you take it out of his hand?
Yeah, sure. Hell yeah.
Passes the coins on to you. And you guys shake hands and kind of start to separate. So I'm assuming then you guys are going to St. Andrew's Church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you guys depart from the main gate and head to St. Andrew's, St. Andrew's is located on the side of Vallaki that you guys have entered in, which is the east side, or the west side, sorry. And as you guys approach, what you see before you is this slouching, centuries-old stone church that has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked, stained glass windows that depict pious saints. There's a fence of wrought iron that encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church, in which a thin mist creeps among the graves. You see various icons and dedications to the Morning Lord Lathander, whether they be statues of a man in robes holding a baby, or this St. Andrew himself. There are people that are coming and going from the church. Seems to be pretty active. They're also, I would say you guys can see this without having to make a roll. It seems like they're preparing for something. What, you can't really tell. But it seems that they're obvious that the people that are walking around are volunteering to some degree to assist with getting something ready. You make your way into the church and can spot the male human priest who seems to be the overseer of this church. He's currently at the moment directing people, and just he's got a wooden board, and he's got some stuff on it, and he's like flipping through some pages. Right. Yes, it does look like we're making good progress. I am very satisfied. Great work, everyone. I hope you all know that the Saint Andrew, his light shines upon all of you. The Morning Lord sees all and blesses your hard work. Renewal, life, purpose will come from this amazing ceremony that we will host. Thank you all for so much for what you've done. Just make sure that you put your things off to the side, and then please have a great night. Rest up, go get the rest. You've worked hard all day. I appreciate you. And people start to you can see they're in the throes of kind of the day's over. As that's being said, you can see the priest kind of spots you guys, very noticeable group, and makes his way over to you and kind of puts the board off to the side, leaving it on just this small little stand. And he kind of picks himself up and fixes his robes real quick. Greetings, my children. I am Father Lucian Petrovich of the Church of St. Andrews. It is a pleasure to have you within our house. May I be of assistance?
Well, we're curious of the church. It's the first one we've seen here in Barovia.
The first one? Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? You're new faces for me.
Well, a far, far away land, one you've probably never heard of.
I guess so. Well, please, right this way. If you must, I will take you on a tour and show you around.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Sure, I'll tag along. I'm sure my friends wouldn't mind. Do you all want to come along?
Yeah, but Dima's hiding behind him, but I'm in the back, baby.
As you guys are kind of walking through this church, and you can see the various murals that depict the saint. Saint Andrew was one of many pious men of the faith of the Morning Lord, who was himself a humble farmer, had a wife and child, and was expecting a new son along the way, if the gods had willed it. But terror had come, and you can see the mural changes from just a simple family to now a family at loss, and more specifically, one man who's lost everything. In one night, the foul creatures of the night had completely torn his family apart, and so he lost a child, a wife, and another child in the process of that. So he decided to pick up arms and became a warrior priest for the Morning Lord, who had empowered him to stride out into the world and conquer darkness, and decided to direct that towards Strahd, the devil Strahd, who he believed had been the source of his entire bad luck, if you would. And unfortunately, he was struck down in martyrdom, in which we have his body, and they bring you to this casket that's built above ground. that's like super venerating Saint Andrew, and his body has been entombed here ever since.
This must be quite the holy place, then.
Great. So, the Morning Lord has blessed this land with life, with renewal, as is his will, and also with growth, which is a part of his love. We have seen fruitful bounties here.
Has Strahd ever tried to taint this temple?
Strahd does not concern himself with things that are outside of his castle, as long as people are not fighting him. So as long as things remain peaceful, which here we do, then we do not see his wrath or incur it.
Well, that's quite an interesting story. A lot of history was made right here. But do you have anything, any sites we should see while we're here? Anywhere else we should go, or anything to know about the town?
We are in 3 days having a festival where we've been preparing for it here. Actually, we've been given charge to oversee a large portion of just the resource gathering and prepping of the just general celebration itself. But we are going to celebrate the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
Can I think of my can I roll a religion check?
Sure.
I don't know a cool way to say that.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh, 18.
Oh, sorry.
18. It doesn't have any religious markings that you know of, but it definitely seems to be a celebratory religious festival.
But I've never heard of that thing before.
Yeah,
like
you don't know where you would you don't know how it links to the faiths that you know of, but it definitely bears indication that it is one.
Would I know certain festivals that are related to gods, like in general, or like?
Well, I mean, every single religious order has their own type of celebratory feasts or holy days. The Festival of the Blazing Sun's not anything that's commonly known. So,
Okay.
But again, you look at it and you're like, something about this seems like it's going to be a religiously themed festival, but for what ends, you have no clue.
Oh, all right. Well, I've never heard of such festival. Could you care to enlighten me more?
Well, the Festival of the Blazing Sun is one that we have had here for quite some time. To put it shortly, we do not get so often in the town of Vallaki to see the sun. I know that can be a bit difficult, but with the mist that creeps everywhere and the darkness that generally hangs over this land, we have a few days out of the year where we get full sunlight. 3 days' time, we are going to have one of those days. We celebrate the light that keeps the darkness at bay, joy in our hearts. The sun becomes a symbol of hope, of prosperity, of all that is good and pure, and so we strive to keep its flame burning bright. And that is our goal.
And I can't blame you for wanting to celebrate during the 3 days, you said a year, that the sun comes out.
Yes, the town loves it.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure I will, considering I'm sick of the clouds already, and I've only been here, a 10 week or so? Maybe no less than that, a few days, right?
It kind of sizes you up on that. He kind of looks at all of you. What about the rest of you? Where have you all come from? What lands do you hail from?
There's something. Anyway, none. I'm gonna butt in. Say, oh, I'm just the lucky Barovian that they picked up along the way.
Yes, your accent is familiar. Definitely Barovian. I've not heard before in my life.
I was going to say my friend too, because I've heard of this festival before, but I've never come myself. But I assume it draws quite the crowd from all over the lands of Barovia, or is this more...
just Vallaki. And story has it that Lady Fiona Wachter herself is funding quite a bit of it. So this year has been a lot bigger than we've seen in previous years.
What was the name again? I'm sorry.
Lady Fiona Wachter.
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah, so Fiona, Fiona, and then Wachter is Wachter.
Okay, Fiona Wachter. What was this guy's father? What was his fucking name again?
Lucian Petrovich.
I'll just guess that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Ethan, go ahead and make an insight roll.
You would like to make a what?
You should make an insight roll.
On the what?
On what?
Just make an insight roll.
No, I'm not gonna make an insight roll. He's not like trying to prod at anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You missed it.
Well,
Missed it.
is excuse me, Father Lucian, is Lady Fiona Wagner? You said one of the main nobles here that runs this town, or
Yes, Lady Wachter is one of the nobility here in Barovia. One of the few noble families that lives. Yes, her and her two sons live here. They've been slowly getting themselves back into their charity work amongst the town after the loss of their most recent son and daughter.
Oh, well, oh my, what happened to them?
Well, from what they've said, the son did something vile and dangerous, dark and twisted, and it broke the daughter's mind. So she's gone, from what it was said, is almost like a beast. And the son fled and was never seen from again. The daughter is, I think, you know what did happen to her?
So Dima's gonna kind of speak up and go, "You think what, my friend? What happened to her?"
That's what I think, from what I remember, and I was new to Vallaki at the time, that they had taken her to Kretsk for healing, but that could be wrong.
Can I? I'd like to kind of sharpen my look at him a little bit and see if I can pick up on if he's lying or not.
Yeah, go ahead and make a insight roll.
Fucking.
Can I also do that just about the rest part?
Yeah.
Oh man, 15.
Okay.
13.
You both get the belief that he's being honest, in so much that he's being honest that he doesn't fully remember what the story is, like what was officially said. And so when he says that she may have been brought to Kretz, it seems genuine that that's what he remembers, but you can also see that it's genuine that he doesn't fully recall it, so he's skeptical about what he remembers.
Well,
Okay.
Was it not a notable enough death to remember how it occurred?
I had just recently arrived in Vallaki and had settled into the parish, so it was a lot that had happened so quickly that I was trying to meet with those who were impoverished and giving alms to the poor and lifting up spiritual morale in the town. That everything happened so quickly. I remember having to give a eulogy from that night, but I do not think it was for her. I think there was another person who had died that night, but it was neither of the children. I know that much. But yes, they've incurred some loss in their family. So I know Fiona and her 2 boys, her oldest sons, are doing okay.
I don't mean to speak out of line here, but did those 2 deaths before not seem a little suspicious? The way that you present.
I was never told that anyone had died. Like the children, from what I understand, they're not dead. But I'm having troubles remembering the one who did die. Because I gave a eulogy, but it was years ago, so I completely forgotten. You'll have to forgive me. It's been one thing after another since setting foot in this town.
Can I insight that?
Mm-hmm.
While he's doing that, can I ask him, my friend, would you mind telling us what the name of these oldest Wachter brothers are?
Oh, yes. One is Nikolai. I know that for a fact. The other, I believe, is Carl.
Huh?
Carl.
Oh, Carl.
With a K. Yeah, Nikolai and Carl.
Carl. Carl. That's awesome.
Yes. You can find them most of the time at the Blue Tavern. They frequent that quite often. Ever since their father. That's who it was. That's who died. It was their father. I gave a eulogy over their father, who had passed away. Yeah. They've turned to the Blue Water Inn for drink practically every week ever since he passed away. He was a good man.
The Blue Water Inn?
Hmm? Yeah, if you travel to the center of town, you will find it. It won't be hard to miss.
Well, what was the father's name, if you can remember?
Lord Wachter.
Just Lord... Sure.
That was all I was that I did not ask. I didn't pry into the life that much. I just gave the eulogy for Lord Wachter. So many stories about how great he was. So I had nothing bad to say.
How has the family held up since then? Obviously, I'm sure terribly, but...
It's been rough. Yeah, I won't lie, it's been rough. But Fiona's coming around, so it's been doing a little bit better. Like I said, she's funding a good portion of the festival this year, so it's... I cannot complain. She's a very wealthy woman, very well connected. She keeps herself a bit very similar to the Volakoviches, and the Martikovs as well.
Well,
all the nobles keep to themselves.
You said what about the Markov?
The Martikovs, they're one of the families.
What about them?
Older family. They just keep to themselves. Them and the birds, but
birds.
Yeah, they're probably very smart birds.
What kind of birds? Like ravens or something?
I think so, actually.
Huh.
Ah.
Well, I hear they're quite smart.
Oh, they are annoying. Don't get me wrong. If you go by their house at certain times in the day, it's all you can hear. But
is it Lady Fiona? Does Lady Fiona also have ravens?
I imagine like a messenger raven, yeah, but not to the extent of the Martikovs. No, the Martikovs love their birds.
Do they reside in this town as well?
They do, actually. Yeah.
Could you? Do we have a map?
There's no map of the town.
Okay. Do you mind giving me directions there? Maybe I'd like to go give them a visit.
Yeah, I could give you directions to the Martikovs. Don't.
How do you spell their name?
It is Martikov. Martikov. Just pull up They are. Oh! They actually reside, they live within the Blue Water Inn. Because they run the place.
It's interesting. Oh, all right. What?
So they live in the topmost floor. Because it's a 3-floor.
My friend, that's twice now you've told us to go to the Blue Water Inn. I would almost think
I haven't told you to go there with all due respect. I just said that the Vokta brothers love to frequent it, and then the Montakovs, that's where they are located if you're interested.
You got me there, my friend. You got me there.
Well,
all right, everybody. I think we have our next way settled, correct? No, do we want to spend more time looking at this guy that none of us cared about, or can we go? Oh.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure if this will be any help to the festival, but
I wasn't motioning to the priest guy. I was talking about the pander.
Well, I'm not sure if this will help with any of the festivals, but here's a gold coin. Maybe you can use that to good use as a priest here.
He grabs it and goes, I will use it to purchase stuff for the poor. I appreciate it. It will go a long way. Thank you. Do you mind if I pray for you all before you go real quick?
Of course, I don't mind at all.
Oh, not at all.
He's like, you guys can just bow your heads and your hearts and I will pray for you. And he just kind of looks in the thunder, the father of dawn, the bringer of light. We beseech you in this time, in gratitude for bringing these people here to St. Andrew's Church, to your home of your pious servant. The thunder, as they journey through Vallaki, that you just give them fulfillment and you bring them light and joy. Guide them, keep them safe, and let them see a new dawn. In your name, let the light shine. Yeah, the prayer's done, guys. The prayer's done.
I feel better already. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no amen.
No, I didn't know what you said, so I just went, oh.
Yes, if you have any questions in your time here, please feel free to bring them my way. I would love to help as best I can. In 2 days' time, I will be so busy that I really prefer that you don't, but I will make time for you if I need to.
Well, hopefully, if all goes well, we'll just see you at the festival.
All right. Well then.
All right.
Maybe we'll see you then.
I'll turn around and head myself out of the temple.
Yeah. So you guys start to leave the church.
Yeah. I'll leave.
I'm gonna kind of turn around once we get into the front, and I'll look at everyone and, well, should we head to the Blue Water Inn then? It seems like there's a few people we might want to talk to there.
Yeah, or we might want to not talk to. It depends, I think. But yeah, I think going there is a good idea.
I mean, did the tarot cards not speak of some feathered or raven thingy group? I mean, these people breed ravens, or they have a large group of them at least. Is that not might be some kind of lead or something?
No,
the Montakovs.
Be my friend. Definitely the right way to go. I just am. I don't like talking to more people than I need to talk to. So if we can figure out what way to go, the quickest, the fastest, the easiest, the bestest, the better for me. So don't expect me to be too buddy with too many people there. I will pick and choose my targets. You guys, you get around and meet the masses.
It's fine. I can do the talking. It's all right.
Listen, I'm not known in this town, but I'm known by certain people in this town. And there are certain people I don't want to see me. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable because it's not the biggest deal. But you also use. Like I said, we should be careful. And if I get a foul smell, I say, my friend, bad smell. We should do something about this. But if no bad smell, then hey, be fine. Be all fine.
As long as your path doesn't come to haunt us as well.
No, not like that. It's you get to this age and you get scared of falling off of ladders. Be careful of what.
All right, well, let's go. We don't have any time to waste here. I'd like to leave this droopy wasteland as quickly as possible.
Okay, so you guys depart from the Church of St. Angels. As you guys are leaving and kind of walking across the ground, you see a younger man who's kind of tending to the graves. He's got a shovel in hand, black hair, kind of clean-shaven face, still maturing. He's just toiling away at the ground and kind of he's burying a coffin at the current moment. And he just kind of looks up at you as you guys walk past and gives you a little bit of a nod. You guys make your way to the center of town and find the Blue Water Inn, and as you arrive at the Blue Water Inn, there you see this gray smoke that issues from the chimney. It's a large 3-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, upon which there are several ravens that have been perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. As you guys walk in, damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall, under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the northern wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in this dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. As you guys enter, there's a couple people who are currently out and about. There's a few patrons in the tavern. The woman who is currently tending the bar, you can see, is a bit older, a bit more mature. Appears to have like darkened black hair with this streak of white that goes down the middle, even through the bun, and it has feathers affixed to this back, like to the bun that kind of poke backwards. And she's got this very nice green and blue and black embroidered set of clothes with a necklace emblem on it, and she's currently tending the bar at the moment. And
I go up to her.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk straight up to the bar, and at the bar you can see that there's two men that are currently hanging by the bar. And these two men they appear to be men of nobility, and they give off that era, but their drunken stupor prevents the finer elements of their attitudes from really shining through. And as you walk up, you can see one kind of swirls around on his seat and goes, "Oh, Carl! Look at what's come into the town. Oh, man. Oh, it is great." And he puts an arm on you and goes, my friend. Welcome to Vallaki. I have not seen you here before at all. Are you,
one second. Bartenders,
And he goes, no, hold on. You are a storyteller, right? You look the bit.
I love stories. They're quite fun sometimes, aren't they?
You see his brother looks at him and goes, "Oh, Nikolai, we found the storyteller. Yeah, aye. Tell us your greatest story. We want to hear."
Well, that's not always a free exchange, is it?
Well, then make it free. Come on, tell the story. Let's go.
Oh, I can't. It would burden you all. We can't sit here and tell a story
We
now.
are very clearly asking for story. It's no burden. Come on, tell us storyteller. You are poor. Let's go. Come on.
All right. Once there was these two drunkards sitting in a bar. They were having a dandy night, drinking till the sun comes up.
That's like us! Hey!
Eventually, some funny-looking strangers walk in. Like they've never seen before. It's comedic. Almost makes them fall out the back of their chair. How funny these people are, and how strange it comes off to them.
Chiwan goes,
Now-
funny? He goes, you're funny looking.
Now, one of them sits next to them, these strange fellows, and he says, "Bartender, can I have 3 drinks?" And the 2 fellows stopped asking the man questions. And then I'm gonna hold out like a fucking gold coin to get 3 drinks or whatever to the bartender.
You see at that point, he kind of looks over and he goes, Nikolai, you know what? I think this man here is calling us stupid. And he turns over and goes, Carl, I think he called... He looks at you and he goes,
Gift of Gab. I cast Gift of Gab.
What's that?
I got this spell. It lets me like take back the last 4 seconds of whatever I said and erase it from everyone's memory.
Okay, I'm a little interested.
I knew I would need this spell.
Yeah, when you... In the last 6 seconds.
How are we gonna twist this? How are we gonna twist this? I'm curious.
Okay, so you go ahead and cast the spell, Gift of Gab, erasing everything that you've said within the last 6 seconds, and they just look at you and they go, okay, so the one arrived to them, and then what?
And the 2 locals looked at him, and they could tell something was off. And then tentacles started sprawling from the man's cape, and they started filling up the room.
They're like smacking, they're like literally smacking each other right now, just like...
casting a large shadow over the hall. Then out of nowhere, they jump into the sky almost and reach down for the 2 people sitting in their seats. But these 2 men aren't ordinary men. They're great warriors, and they take out their weapons and slash the tentacles clean off with one slice. And then they stand up to the beast and say, "Bow, surrender to me now, before I send you back to the hells that you came from." Now, we all know what happened from there.
My friend, that was awesome! They go, and you go, "Oi, Nikolai, there's a table, they just got drinks, let's go tell them that those drinks are ours." And they get up and they walk over to another table. And you can see the lady looks at you and goes, "Very well done. I'm not going to lie, I'm impressed. Granted, the Vokta brothers are buffoons."
Oh, thank God. Well, I'm glad I didn't piss off any Wagners.
Yes, I've heard of late that Lady Fiona Vokter's wrath is not one to be gained. And she's like cleaning up a little spot on the table.
When we were in the church, the priest there seemed a little too shy to speak any ill will towards them.
No one would. They've been serving the devil Strahd for centuries, and everyone knows it.
Well, it's weird that the priest wouldn't tell us something. Oh, he's being Lady Fiona is funding the festival this year.
I imagine.
And you say she's working for Strahd.
That Petrovich is not the kind of man to work for the devil Strahd, no. If he doesn't want to say anything bad about the Vokters, it's purely because he is smart and values his life.
Well, if she was an evil lady, why would she be funding the festival in 3 days?
Because
or not? Sorry, other organizations.
If you keep the townsfolk sedated, who are they to complain? It's all a ruse, if you will.
Can I look at the symbol that she was wearing?
Yeah, it's a raven's head.
Do you happen to be a part of the Matikov's family.
She kind of looks at you up and down. She goes, "Who's asking?"
A stranger who looks to make a strong enemy of Strahd.
You don't look the type to be able to take him.
Well, good thing I've got a few people with me then, huh?
Oh, I meant the four of you. Yeah.
Oh.
How did you come across our name? And she's like looking through a small. She pulls a book out from under the bar and is kind of running through a couple ledgers. Looks like some of the finance and stuff. How did you come across our name?
Well, we spoke to the priest. We wanted to know what was going on around town.
Petrovich. What am I going to do with you?
He had no ill intent whatsoever, and in fact, neither do we.
They never do. That's what they all say.
Listen, now, I have another question. This might be kind of crazy. All of these birds, we got some. I'm gonna lower my voice. We recently received a tarot reading, and it informed us that we had something to do. We had to get involved with this clan of birds, or this secret group of blessed. I'm gonna look over at fucking my companions and kind of be like, help me out here, guys. What was it called? Fucking.
One second. The trade's gonna step in. I lost my note.
Yes, we had a tarot reading with the woman in another town.
No, you had it with the Vistani. You don't need to lie to me. I know they're kind quite well for all their ilk. But please, continue. What did you possibly learn from them?
Yes, well, we had one of the cards was the Raven.
Mm.
And it suggested that the leader of the Feather Point could be of assistance to us.
And you assume that is me?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you you're poorly mistaken. I tend to bar with my husband, and my husband cooks in a bar for his children, and that is what we do.
I'd like to insight that.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
While he's inciting that, I want to butt in and say, well, could you at least point us in the right direction then, no?
I got a 19, by the way.
A 19. She's definitely skeptical of you guys, and so isn't saying... She's being very intentional about what she says, because she's super skeptical of you. But you do not get an element of dishonesty. Just that she's omitting information. She's being very selective about what she tells you. She looks at you, Dima.
Yeah.
And why would they help you? Of all people.
Well, because and Dima's gonna lean in super nice and close, and he's gonna kind of lower his tone of voice, and he's gonna go, because my friend is somebody who is a native of these lands and wants to see the peace and prosperity and the beauty of Barovia restored. I would hope that you would understand the blight that Strahd is on these lands. And so even if I end up a corpse upon a spike, I will continue to move towards the future where Strahd would reign supreme no more. Believe my conviction or not, we'll do it with or without you. But we would sure damn like some help. And then he's gonna back up and he's gonna kind of smile.
As you back up, you kind of turn your head to the end of the bar, and you see a man who's kind of standing there, who's been kind of listening for a little bit, and he kind of looks at you and he goes,
No.
You have your father's eyes.
No!
Oh, damn.
He looks at you, and he puts an arm out to shake your hand. He was a good man.
I shake it.
He shakes your hand. He goes, "I'm Ervin Martikov."
No way.
The man that I think that you are seeking is
Why not?
not here, but rather Davian Martikov. Him and the rest of the family are located at the Wizard of Wine's winery, and he has quite an intense hatred for the devil Strahd. If you've had any fateful readings of Taroka to guide you to a leader of ravens, it has to be Davian.
Is it Dam D-A-M or D-A-B?
V. Yeah, Davian.
Where is he located at again?
The Wizard of Wine's winery. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal. And he looks at you, Dima, because I owe your father for, well, helping me finance this place. And it's a debt that I cannot repay, but I can repay it by helping his son. In 4 days' time, the Festival of the Blazing Sun will have been completed. The morning after is the day that I speak of. Our tavern will be closed due to the nature of the festival. Just busyness and giving myself and my family time to rest. I will personally take you to the winery to meet Davian on that day. Not a day sooner, and I cannot risk a day later.
In how many days did he say?
In 4. So
After the festival?
Yeah. Because he'll close down the tavern for a day off.
Well, that's an offer we can't refuse. We are forever grateful.
Dima agrees. So say, yeah, I agree, my friends. I think that I'm a fan of that plan, but what is the catch?
There's none. I think you and I both want the same thing. I know your father would have wanted it. Does your he kind of nods his head over to Nikolai and Carl. Do they know?
No. And if you really want to repay my father, you could begin by keeping them out of this place and never letting them return.
Well, I do not wish to incur the wrath of Lady Fiona, so I tolerate them, and she appreciates me by paying me a healthy stipend of gold each month that helps cover the cost of the alcohol that they consume, so that they don't go under from them. But that being said,
No, I laugh because nothing has changed. Mothers throw money at everything. They go away, right?
right, it is. You know, it is. It is.
Wait, what did? Did you just say mother?
No, I said that lady throw money at everything. Crazy.
Oh.
Crazy.
I'm so confused of your connection with this fucking...
Now, I also have one additional question for you, my friend. It does concern Lady Vokter, but, you know, she... A man named Larnak, you've heard of him?
Brain check. What do I have to roll?
A D2, a D6, a D4. Roll a dice.
Do I know him or not? I want to say I do.
You know him very well.
Varner?
Larnak.
Wait, sorry. Wait, can you spell it?
Yeah, Larnak. Larnak.
Oh, is that the guy? Oh. Alright, good. Continue.
If you know of him, you know that he is watching, so be careful across the next 3 days, my friend. You're not bringing attention to yourself, and I will not say. He's not allowed inside of my tavern. I banned him 2 months ago.
Does Larnak live in Vallaki, or is he just...
With the Vokters.
Oh, okay.
Lady Fiona's had a couple rooms open up over the past couple of years, so Voctor gets to stay for free. Or Larnack. But it goes without saying.
Do you all mind if I grab 2 ales from you really quickly?
Yes, it would be 3 silver for 2 ales.
Okay, here's a gold.
Okay.
I might come back for more. If not, then just keep the extra.
I don't conduct business. That's too confusing. And he gives you the 7 silver back. Just
Okay.
take your silver. Come back. We'd love to have you, but I'm not gonna hold
I'm
on to
gonna
your
go-
money.
Walk over to the Wagner brothers.
Okay, so you head over to Carl and Nikolai, who is now sitting at a table of... It was a gaming table where people were playing different types of like card games and chess, and now everyone's been frustrated out of their mind dealing with these 2 drunkards, so they've gotten up and gone. And so you get there at the remnants of a game table, and they're just sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, the dragon moves across the board."
I'm gonna go slam both the ales in front of them on the table.
They look at it
hey.
as you slam it, and they go, "Hey!"
I've brought a gift, everyone. The famous storyteller.
He gets up and he goes, "My friend," and he like leans in. You can smell the alcohol in his breath, and he's swaying, and he puts a hand on your chest, like on your sternum, but it's not firm. It's like loose, and he's like, my friend, this," and he's like trying to poke at you. "This is exactly why I said you were a good storyteller, because you know how to entertain your audience." And he grabs the mug of ale, and they clang it, just clunk.
Speaking of entertaining audiences, imagine if you heard more stories from me.
Boom, and they slam it. They slam the tankards down and go, and they just start burping.
Yeah.
I was thinking, maybe when you all decide to go back home, I could tell stories for you all at your own humble abode.
Looks over, well, I'm sure we'd like a good story for dinner. Oh, we'll tell Mom. She'd love it. She'd love it. Do you have good stories, yeah?
The best ones never heard before in these lands.
I doubt it. I doubt it, my friend. But you know what? That is a challenge that I'm willing to take you up on, my friend. So hear me out, okay? Yes. Yes.
When shall we go back? When shall I know of the news?
We can go back right now. You want to go back right now?
Sure, let's.
Oh, okay. Look. And he kind of
Should we get?
bumps you a bit, and they, as they're walking, like stumbling to the door, they grab someone else's drink and bring it to their lips and start chugging someone else's drink. And the guy's just like, and his wife goes, and you can see it's like, hey, you don't know who the fuck that is, like, calm the fuck down, and shut it down shit quick. And the guy's like, and he punches his table. Yeah, the Voctor brothers head outside. For the other 3 of you guys, what are you guys doing?
Bro, don't leave me fucking hanging with the fucking Wagner brothers alone.
Well, it'd be hard to bring them all.
Someone just fucking follow them. I don't know.
I can. Are they like stumbling to the point where they need help walking?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Because I can like carry like one with their arm on my shoulder.
As you come by, and kind of lean in to help, he looks at you and goes, "Hey, pretty lady," and he swings his arm around your shoulder, and as he burps, you can hear the sound of something coming up, and, and he swallows it.
Oh,
and so
that's a real man right there, dude.
And so he looks at you and he goes, "The name is Nikolai," and his breath is rank. It smells of bile and booze. And he kind of leans in and he goes, "Are you new here?"
Let's just take you home.
Oh,
And I'm just like
normally
trying to hold my breath.
Normally you gotta buy me dinner first, sweetheart, but for you, I'll take you home any day. He looks over at Carl and goes, "Carl, I got a girl." Carl's like, you dummy. She's just holding you because you're drunk. You're so drunk you gotta be carried by a girl. And Nikolai like, no, you're so drunk you gotta be carried by a book guy. And they're just like, the banter is just real. They go back and forth for quite a bit. Jude and Dima, what are you guys doing?
Dima is going to privately ask Irvin questions about his father. Not anything that I actually want to ask about, just stuff. But
yeah.
he's just happy he met someone that knew his father that liked him.
Yeah, he tells you a good deal about your father. He was an honorable man. He did business right. He was very generous and charitable. In fact, he loved and thoroughly enjoyed supporting other people in the town, being able to do the things that they wanted to do. Because the world's so something he would always say is, the world's so dangerous, why make it any more difficult? And he brought so much joy to your mother's life that when he passed away, it was as if the sun had gone out. How much darker her world had become. And ever since then, she's just been different.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. And I'll do that. Are we sleeping? We're sleeping at this tavern, right? The Blue Water Inn.
Yes, you do have enough funds to pay for 3 days of room and board. So
I'm just gonna wait there for the party to return.
Okay. Jude, what are you doing?
I'd be there the whole time. Just drinking.
Well, not just fucking hammering them down. One after the other. You're a wizard, Harry. Come on, drink a little.
Don't drink. But I'd just be sitting like in front of a fireplace and eavesdropping on any conversations I find interesting.
But not mine.
Go ahead and make a perception roll for me, please.
So Ethan, don't let him hear mine.
If it's interesting.
It's not interesting.
The old Barogi. What do you care about an old Barogi? We're in Barogi. Quite a bit.
God dang it.
I got a 17.
17. You do hear a story being told amongst what appears to be some wolf hunters, and they're kind of conversing with each other, little rough and grumble voices. So, did you hear about that treasure hunter that arrived like a fortnight ago? Like, I did, huh? He traveled to Argen Vostolt, yeah? Yeah, he did. He did. Came back screaming at ghosts. That's crazy. It's like, ghosts? I haven't heard of any ghosts. Not in some time. Argen Vostolt, though, I'm not surprised it's haunted after what stories I've heard of it. He's like, yeah. As the stories go, you know, the devil Strahd himself had crushed the last group of resistance against his rise to power, and it fought a dragon there, killed the damn thing, ripped its body into pieces, and started. The rest is a poor tale from there. But the warriors that stayed, it says that their souls wander the halls, and I guess it's somewhat true. It's terrifying to think of. It's like I don't know if I'd ever go near there. Tammy the other day, we're expecting a child, so she told me I'm not allowed to start taking any more daring or risky wolf hunts because, you know, she wants to make sure her daughter grows up without, you know, with her father in her life. He goes, "You're gonna have a daughter?" He's like, "No shite. Congratulations, man. That's good for you." He's like, "Yeah, I'm freaking out." He's like, "But I don't know what's worse, having to deal with these terrors or talking about ghosts in a dragon castle." Like, aye, that is. I'll drink to that. And they start drinking. Cutting over to our companions who are with the Wachter brothers. You make it outside of the building, which we will refer to as the Wachter house. Now, as you are walking to this building, the house seems disgusted with itself. It's a slouching roof that hangs over furrowed gables and moss-covered walls that sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become. And as you guys are approaching the door, Nikolai goes, Don't mind the house. It will fix it.
It's antique.
Carl looks at you, goes, it's antique. They open up the door, and you can see there's a woman already waiting. And I need you guys to go and make a perception roll for me real quick.
Alright.
Perception's wisdom?
Correct.
Yeah.
A 10.
A 10.
Omar, I need you to
Eight.
carry this one.
I got an 8.
You guys see the door open, and standing before you is an older, more mature woman who has this, like, disgusted look on her face. Gaunt features. Her skin looks darkened with, it just looks not, like, naturally darkened, but she just doesn't, it looks as if she doesn't have any life to her, darkened. And she opens the door with this disgust and goes, Sons, it appears to me that you have brought the stockyard servants to help you get home. What a disgrace.
What?
I'm gonna get down and bow down to Lady Fiona, and I'm gonna say,
as you bow down, she goes, oh, and it's putting itself on the floor. Oh, please pick yourself up.
okay, I'll stand up quickly and clean myself off. Then that was an act. I fell. Hello there. I'm a storyteller. I just thought I could entertain the house here. Your wonderful sons invited me in. I think I could be great entertainment.
No, you look awful. I want nothing to do with you. And you can see the brothers kind of like, oh, but Mom, you didn't hear a story told about tentacle monsters, and it was like, ah! And she goes, Sons, inside now. They're like, but Mom, we told him he could. He goes, you didn't have permission. You have no right to this house. Inside now. They kind of bow their head. And, yes, mother.
But
yes.
wait, Lady
Good
Fiona, imagine.
day. And she slams the door shut.
Damn.
You can hear yelling on the other side. How many times have I told you to? And she's just ripping into these kids. I mean, they're adults, but they're her kids.
I'm gonna kind of
Man, baby.
I'm gonna kind of scan the survey around and just take a general perception of my surroundings.
Okay.
17.
17. Yeah, the house looks awful. Everything outside it looks kind of bad. And life is really depressing in this area. You don't see anything else.
Can I keep listening to the conversation?
Yeah, dude, she's just yelling at him. She's yelling at him for constantly being drunk, for being failures, for being basically being people that their father would look down upon. You imagine that the brothers are probably fueling their alcoholism through the loss of their father, and this definitely isn't helping that. And this is probably why that they're at the level that they are. And she's just tearing them apart, just verbally destroying them.
I'm good. Can I stay until it dies down?
Yeah. The conversation, she screams at them for probably about 3-ish just minutes, just nonstop, just is ripping them a new one. And once they're all said and done, you can see they both go, "We're very sorry, Mother. We won't do it again." She goes, "Both of you upstairs, clean yourself and turn yourselves in for the night. I swear, I never had to deal with any of this with Dima."
What?
Yeah, you did say motherfucker. You were trolling my ass.
Vaguely, dude. Hey, he's not there right now. Leave me out of it.
Can I listen to her footsteps? I
Yeah,
want to wait
she
to
just
hear her
leaves.
walk away.
Yeah, she leaves.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to you, Omar, and I'm gonna say, I'm going to wait here until I think everyone's asleep, and I'm going to try and sneak in. Are you with me?
So, no. You're breaking in. I won't do something like that.
But you heard what everyone said, that they support Strahd. Any information could help.
Well, I said I am not gonna break in, but you can break in or sneak in. But I won't do that.
Will you watch the doorway for me?
What?
Out here. Will you just stay out here?
Well,
Sure.
it's gonna be some time before it becomes like the evening. So you do have some time to come back if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Sweet.
We can convince everyone else too. Let's head back. Let's head back for now.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys travel back to the tavern and make your way up into the room, because now you guys have gotten your room. They gave you guys 2 rooms. One that's a room that can fit the 3 dudes, and one that can fit our paladin lady Helena by herself, so that you guys aren't sleeping.
Can I have a private conversation with? I mean, everyone else can hear it, but for roleplay purpose, can I actually have a converse? I want to talk about what we just heard from Miss Vallaki.
On the way to the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Dima's already asleep.
You
No,
just
it's
went
not.
to bed? Yeah, it's not that long.
It's midday,
It's
motherfucker.
been like 10 minutes maybe, because we walked them to their house and then we waited and then we came back.
He's a professional.
We're walking back now.
Did you hear the end of Miss Wagner's sentence in there?
No, because I wasn't listening in. You were. But
Dude, don't bring this up. I'm not sure how to confront this yet, but she was talking about her sons, and she said Dima never had any problems like this. I think Dima might be a Wagner, the son.
I swear I thought I heard him say mother earlier.
That's what I thought so too, but I brushed it off. Oh no, that's not what he said. Mother, that he would have said something by now.
I think it's best if when the time comes we can confront him, but for now let's just keep it to ourselves.
I think we should at least wait until this whole festival blows over to get any big reaction out of him.
That's true. I mean, we do have a goal right now, and I feel like we should focus on that first, and then
Agreed.
confront him about family problems later.
I agree. All right. Then, we're done.
Okay. You make your way into the tavern. You make your way up to the room, and you can see Dima crouched out on the bed, attempting to sleep, and Jude sitting on his bed with like a book in his hand.
Jude, we almost made it into the Wagners.
Alright, dude, he's got a flask in his hand, but it's a glass flask.
Am I
Weird,
in there
right?
with you guys, or am I in my own room right now?
I mean, you can go in there because you're not sleeping currently.
Okay, then yeah, I'll be chilling with y'all until later.
Wait, you're awake, Nick?
Say what?
Is Nick awake or asleep? Is Dima awake or asleep?
No, that was Nick. That was Nick. Dima is. But Nick is.
Okay. I'm gonna go in to Katray's room.
Well, it's your guys' room.
Yes, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you 3 are sharing a room. I got a whole room to myself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna sit down next to Katray. Sorry, what's your character's name again?
My character's name is Jude.
Jude. Okay. I'm gonna sit next to Jude on his bed if there's space.
I'm not in my room right now.
Oh, wait, where are you?
Where
Sorry,
are
are you
you?
downstairs?
Yeah, I'm still downstairs staring at the fire.
What I have noticed, Jude coming in to the tavern? Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I noticed Jude. Okay. I'm gonna go up to Jude and take a seat next to him.
Okay.
I'll follow and say if there's another seat over there.
Okay. You guys all sit down.
I'm gonna look at
Campfire.
fucking Omar. Sorry, what's your? I keep wanting to say Helena, but
It is.
You're right. Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
okay. I'm gonna look at Helena and I'm gonna say, I think I'm going to tell him to. And then
Okay.
Jude, we almost made it into the Wagner's house. The mom got us and said, we're not coming in, but we waited around a little while and I was eavesdropping. And as she was scolding her sons, she said, I promise you, I heard this word for word. I never had any problems like this with Dima.
Honestly, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. They
Oh, so you couldn't say anything sooner?
they do look similar.
Did they?
To a degree.
Both drunken bastards, or all of them drunken
That's
I'm
that's
kidding.
very
I'm
true.
kidding.
They are drinkers.
And when your body's built for it, do what you gonna do? Not do it? No.
Well, other than that, maybe this is audacious, but I was thinking maybe later tonight we could try and sneak into the Wagner house. Something just feels off there. I want to try and get more information.
I'd be completely okay with that.
You'd come along?
I could be relatively still.
All right.
But there is another matter I wanted to mention.
Yes, let me hear it.
There was two wolf hunters in here earlier, and I overheard them talking. They brought up a castle where a dragon was staying, and it's now haunted by ghosts.
Damn. I swear, I thought we can fight a dragon.
But that makes me bring up I believe that's the place we're looking for the card that the lady read, the Avenger.
Is that the one where it leads to treasure?
Yeah, the first three cards were they were for treasures that will help you in your quest against Strahd.
Well, that's quite the lucky here you eavesdropped into, huh? Well, I mean, it sounds pretty dangerous. I mean, I guess not already more dangerous than what we're involved with, but...
Yeah, but we most definitely could find something helpful there.
I agree. We'll definitely have to check that out as well. We could go there tomorrow if everything goes well tonight, if you're okay with that.
Sounds good.
Well, I my only confliction here is I don't know how keen Dima will be on us breaking into the Wagner house.
I mean, he just might act like he doesn't know them at all, so
That's
maybe it
true.
won't be an issue.
He's holding up a front. That is, we must. Maybe we could make him admit it by just pushing him in, putting a little bit of pressure on that. If he gets a bit defensive, I mean,
No, I think if you pressure him, he's going to start drinking.
Well, I think he'll do that regardless. But shall we wake him? I don't think he needs to be sleeping right now.
Well, if we are breaking in tonight, we could just not tell Dima.
That's what I was
true.
thinking. You know, since he's keeping a secret from us, we can keep a secret from him.
Yeah, you know, this is quite the devious plan, but I love it. Let's do it. Could you imagine if we break into his mom's house without him ever knowing we broke into his mom's house, dude?
Unless we get caught, then you would know.
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point there. It could be just a thing that he just never knows.
Dima's mom has got it going on.
God. It's like Mr. Krabs, get ready for the panty raid. You're like, yo! That's
Dima's
crazy. That's crazy. Before we go down that rabbit hole, is there anything else you guys want to do for the day before you guys are ready to break into this house?
Yeah, I'm going to. Can I change my spells as a bard, or do I? When I pick a spell, am I stuck
You're a
with that?
known caster, so you can only change your spells upon leveling up.
Okay. I guess I'm ready.
Okay, and who's all going? Is it all three of you?
I believe
Well,
so.
if I'm gonna go, I might stay behind and like keep watch to see if maybe someone's like in front of the house, but I'm not gonna go in there just because I am wearing heavy armor and I don't want to,
Okay.
Make any noise.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you guys.
There you go, Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan, can we roll for probability of Dima getting assassinated?
Of what? Dima getting
What?
assassinated?
Yeah, by Larkin.
We'll see on that one.
Larnak, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Larnak.
Larkin.
Now, you guys
Larkin.
gather the things that you think will be beneficial and wait until nightfall. Well, it's almost perpetually night here, but you wait until it gets darker and the mist gets thicker before making your way back to the Wachter house and hoping to sneak your way into the home. On your way there, as you guys are getting ready to leave, we'll kind of change scenes a little bit to something that is going on inside of the Wachter's house at this very moment.
Crazy lady, man.
In a room that is locked off and far beneath the house grounds, a man lies chained to a table. He slowly begins to start waking up in this, like, hazy, like,
Oh shit.
groggy nature, and he looks over and sees that his arms are bound, and it's like, and like kind of clinks them a little bit, and you can see the chain like shake, and it takes a second before like his adrenaline kicks in and he fully wakes up, and he's like, what is this? And he sees his feet are also bound at the ankle, and he looks around and he's like, what, hello, help! He's shouting for anyone, hoping that something can hear him. The room is dark. There's candles on a table next to this table that he's like thrashing upon, and he looks over, and the flames are flickering, and the candles are, they're losing light, and he just hears a laughter that silences him. It turns his direction to its source in a mixture of fear and confusion and despair. And it's this. Fiona. Yes, I'm impressed. I quite am. You are quite capable of bringing more people here. He looks at him and he goes, stop. And Strahd von Zarovich steps out from the darkness, and you can just say Strahd. It's of no consequence. Almost like being in the candlelight strikes the air from this man's lungs, and just fear taking over, paralyzing him. Lady Fiona Wachter, with the book open, closes this book and walks out into the candlelight, and she goes, "This was one of the many vagrants I was able to pull off the streets. He will not be missed, Madame Joliffe." But I offer him to you, as was our deal. And you will find a way to make things right. He turns over to her and goes, I will always honor my word, especially with those who've been so helpful over the centuries, like your family. Yes, for you, I would do quite a bit. Yes, but this is good. This is good, so it begins. She looks at him, and is there any in particular? I know we've thrown some options on the table. And he goes, I do think I've selected. There's one soul in particular that I have acquired knowledge, and he's too tasty a morsel to pass up. I think you'll like it. But it's my gift to you. All we have to do, and he pulls out a blade and stabs it into the man's chest, and the man immediately screams in pain, and like a hacksaw, he just cuts through bone across the rib cage until he cuts all the way down to the belly button. Strahd puts his hands inside of this chest cavity and just breaks the rib cage open, exposing everything within. And the man the screaming is so unearthly that he passes out from the shock and then is just bleeding. As that happens, the steam of the internal body heat begins to show off of the organs, and Strahd reaches his hand in and begins to kind of move his hand within the confines of this man's body before grabbing something with this wet, Schlick just pulls it out, and he now carries a fully beating heart. That's do 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 do. He takes one of the pumps and drinks from it like it's a juice cup, and continues to drink from it, blood pouring down the sides of his cheeks.
Is that squeezed like the Capri Sun too?
And as he finishes drinking it, Fiona begins this chant, and as the chanting continues, they see materializing this flaming spirit, this small mote of infernal energy that the minute it appears, Strahd looks at it and goes, beautiful. We have done it. Now let's lock him in. And through the chanting, the mote descends into the chest cavity before it takes the place of this heart. And when that happens, the bones snap back into place. And it's as if some unearthly power is now stitching flesh back together. And the body is bucking as if something violent is shaking it from the inside. As it happens, you see the veins begin to pulse and bulge and darken, and the arms begin to shake like the flesh is shifting, as if it's swelling or as if it's moving, and a bone snaps because it's extending, and the sound of it cracking so that it can reform longer happens. And then what happens next is the chains that bind this man to the table begin to break off from the bind. And now these chains that now unnaturally are just eternal start to fly up to the topmost point of the room, and like a hook cut down, so it arches, and all four chains descend into the throat of this man, filling his entire body before they rip out from various parts of the flesh, tighten around like a bicep. They tighten as much as they can. Infernal searing, scorching across the arms and across the legs and the chest. And then as the screams continue, it begins to wrap around the head. It wraps all the way around, and again, all of this flesh just burning in the process. And when it happens, within a moment of all of this transformation occurring, it ends. And this creature gets up. Bigger looking than a humanoid, but humanoid in appearance, but surrounded by these thick iron chains, these black iron chains with large hooks that are attached to the bottoms at the end. And he looks over to Fiona and goes, "You're going to like this one. You see, I did some soul searching and found a hero that may have been and never is. So now he shall. She looks at it, this creature, and she goes, "It's hideous, yet beautiful, my lord. It is the first of many. We will get more of its kind into this land, then there will be nothing that anyone could do to ever stop me. I will make sure all of Barovia does exactly as I tell it." She looks at him and goes, "My lord, the ritual says we are to name the creature, to bind it to a word of power, and that be its name." And he looks at her and he goes, "Ramondracor is a fine name." And that is where we will end our session for the night.
Oh shit. No one understands except me.
Well, a
That was Ramondo.
couple people understand. Yeah, a couple people probably understand. I know Omar has no idea what.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll learn. You'll learn. Yeah, that'll be fun. So for those of you who are watching this far, this is just a little fun thing that I worked in from a previous Curse of Strahd campaign that we played. So if you think that everything that's happening right now is cool, it's all homebrew at this point for just this small segment. So if you like it, go ahead, like I said, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, put a comment, do what you got to do. And we hope to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this adventure through Curse of Strahd. We appreciate you. Have a great week. Stay safe. Tell someone that you love them. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.